there is an attack on the body of Christ in Uganda. Beloved, wicked days, evil days befall us if we do not arise to pray. I got a dream. I've been getting a series of dreams about our nation, Uganda. But this morning, I got one that gave me the greatest of the scares of my life. I got a dream. It was a short dream, and I'll just share it shortly as I beseech us to arise and pray. I was in a dream, and I was taken all of a sudden to a very high hill, and as I stood on the high hill, I saw men and women, youth. I saw the youth. I saw the young boys and young girls, the youth of Uganda mob rise in urge, in bitterness, in anger, in fury. I saw like there was a force pulling them from all over the different parts and regions of Uganda, and they were all arising. Everyone that was coming forth with a certain look and attitude of anger, fury, rage, bitterness, and people were holding, some of them were holding bijambias, some of them were holding guns, some of them were holding heavy iron metals, destructive, deadly weapons, and they were all rising and coming. It's as if they were coming towards this mountain where I was standing, and they were coming, but in that rage and in that fury all over Uganda, and all of a sudden I saw a massacre. I saw like people killing and slaughtering one another. I saw people starting, bloodshed splashing over the face of Uganda, the land of Uganda. I saw people, all of a sudden it's like these youth would come and they gang up a village and they start to slaughter, killing man, woman, young and old. They were not respective of any age or any caliber or anything. They were just furious and very angry and bitter, as if they were assigned to clear and sweep the entire nation of Uganda. And they were just killing and slaughtering. I was just seeing blood gushing over each side, each corner, any place I turned to look at, I was seeing bloodshed. And all of a sudden I heard a voice speaking to me, and the voice was saying, unless the church arises, unless their church in Uganda arises to pray, unless intercessors arise and take their duty post, unless the servants of God, unless the men and the women of God, unless the church in Uganda unites in prayer, unless the church in Uganda comes together and teams up and begin to call upon the name of the Lord. But the enemy has planned havoc over the nation of Uganda. The enemy has planned evil. The enemy has planned destruction. The enemy has planned destruction of our motherland. I urge us believers in Uganda. I urge us beloved in Uganda. Can we arise and pray? Can we arise and pray? The days ahead of us are not good. The days ahead of us are not good at all. Can the church arise and play? Can the church arise and pray? I urge us to wake up from our sleep, our slumber, and come up to begin to pray. In the dream, as these people, as the youth, with these faces, all the youth of Uganda were rising, but with this fury, with this rage, with this anger, and they were just killing and killing. Then all of a sudden, I saw that there was a man giving them a command. There was a man giving them instructions. They were not acting on their own. They were acting on instructions. They were being instructed. Now attack west, kill. Attack north, kill. Attack central, kill. Attack east, kill. And then my eyes, all of a sudden I heard the voice of that man instructing them to go to the eastern kill, to go to the western kill, to come to the central and kill, to go to the northern kill. So as he was speaking to them, all of a sudden I heard, it's like at first I wasn't hearing his voice. Then all of a sudden I heard the voice. And as I turned, it's like I knew the voice. And as I turned to the voice, towards searching all over the place, then I saw Bobi Wine. Please, I'm not a political person. I'm not into politics. I am sharing with you what I saw. And I saw Bobi Wine dressed in all red. And he was telling them, now move. They were acting at his directive. Like he would say one word and it's like a wave would sweep them and redirect them towards that particular region or direction that he's instructing and directing them to go to. And when they get there, all they do is kill and kill, cause havoc, burn plants, burn plantations, burn houses, scatter things. And all of a sudden, as I looked at him giving them direction, all of a sudden I saw him being lifted. He was being lifted. It's like he was being lifted by so many hands, and they were holding him up. And as I looked intently at these hands, they were hands, many hands. And the voice told me that he made a pact, he made a covenant with the underworld. In the underworld, he made a covenant with the underworld. He sold his soul to the underworld, and he was assigned to bring the nation of Uganda to the plans of the enemy, to make sure the plans of the devil, the plans of wickedness, the plans like LGBTQ, Illuminati, witchcraft, and to invoke and awaken the practices of idolatry, the practices of witchcraft. And he made a pact, he made a covenant, and now these hands that lifted him up, and they were telling him, go and accomplish the task with which we gave you. Go and accomplish the task with which we gave you. And I could perceive in my spirit that the task they gave him was to cause havoc and bring wickedness and darkness into the nation of Uganda. While they were speaking, there's this word that came in my spirit, in my heart, a word fell in my heart, and I was in my heart, I was just saying, who can deliver us? It's a word, it is a Luganda word. Because I felt it strongly. Yakola endagano ne magombe. He made a covenant, he made a pact, a covenant with the underworld, that was the wickedness, to take over, and he was assigned to come and enforce all wicked, mischievous idolatry, abortion, prostitution, sexual wickedness, murder, violence, anger, bitterness, wickedness of all kinds, wickedness in all forms. He's like the pipeline. He was like the key that he's supposed to pave way for them. His assignment was to pave way for them, and they were contending for the nation of Uganda. They were saying, we want Uganda. We've not yet got Uganda. We want Uganda. And the force with which they were speaking to him, lifting him up, telling him we want Uganda, was so intense that it would cause like a vibration. And he kept promising them, telling them, don't you see, I have the support and the favor of all the youth. I will give you Uganda. I will give you Uganda. I will give you Uganda. Beloved, I woke up from that dream. My whole body was shaking. I was feeling, who can save us from such a force? Who can save us from such an assignment, such a mission? Because he was on a mission. He was given a mission. And that mission, they are demanding him to fulfill that mission. They are demanding. Believe me, if they are demanding for that mission, it means they are demanding for wickedness to take over the face of Uganda. Something I've forgotten in the dream is that while these hands were lifting him up, telling him, we want Uganda. And while he was telling them that, don't you see, I have the favor of the youth. I have the support of the youth and the favor of the youth. I will give you Uganda. And he also told them, but you've also not fulfilled your assignment. You have to scatter the church in Uganda. It is my problem. The church in Uganda is frustrating me. You have to scatter the church in Uganda. But I promise I will give you Uganda. Then I woke up. That is the bit I'd forgotten. That's the bit I'd forgotten that I wanted to bring up. Please, the church, I beseech us to overlook the names of our denominations. Let us overlook the names of our ministries, our pastors, and can we jointly come up together, whether you're 5, whether you're 2, whether you're 10, whether you churches or individuals as families, but wherever we are, wherever you are, as you hear my voice, can we come up together and begin to cry to God? Can Uganda begin to pray? Can Uganda turn to the Lord? Can Uganda turn to the Lord? Because our only salvation is in the Lord. If we can turn to the Lord and pray, if Uganda can come together and pray, if Uganda can arise to pray. I know some of you are going to say Uganda is a praying nation. I know some of you are going to tell me people are praying, but we are not praying to the equivalent of the kind of measure and gravity of the force that is attacking us. We have to arise in a greater force and gravity in prayer for us to counteract the kind and the measure of gravity of the demonic force being invoked against us. I urge us to intensify more. I urge us to pray the more. I urge every intercessor, wake up from your sleep and slumber, wake up from your excuses. Vamutulo mwegayirizi kwegayiride vamutulo muwereza wa mukama manabika tumugolokoke abatume tugolokoke abasumba tugolokoke ababulizi benjiri tuyimuke abasumba tuliwa abasomesa muliwa abegayirizi tuliwa bananga bawereza ba mukama ekanisa ya Kristo mu Uganda tugolokoke katugolokoke tusabe katubijemu echejo tubijemu omuzanyo n'obuto tutandise okwechojja tetusobola kulaba nti waliwo sitaani kyafumba tetusobola kulaba nti waliwo sitaani kyakola kati tuli mu kwechojja tuli mu kwelumba tuli mu kweyuza banange tugolokoke tusabe leka ebyo byonna tubijjeko amaaso leka tugolokoke tusabe katukyukire Katonda kanisa ye Uganda katusabe nga bwe tutasabangako Katonda ye yatulokola mu biro eby'obusiraamu nga butulyawo ne kaakano waliwo obubi ng'obulogo bwonna bwabadde bugolokose ng'obufumo n'obulaguzi bwonna bwagolokose nga bwambaza abavubuka b'e Uganda ekiruyi n'obusungu n'obukaawu ng'okutta n'okusaanyawo ekintu kyonna omuntu yenna bo tebakirabamu kantu konna okujjako nga bannanga abakkiriza tuyimuse ne tusaba tubijjemu ekyejo n'okwesaasira n'okwewolereza kwonna kwe bye twekwasa bebiri bize ebitutwala ebitumalawo naye nga enkya yaffe teriiwo bannange ekkanisa ya Kristo katugolokoke ekkanisa ya Kristo katugolokoke abeegayirizi muliwa abeegayirizi muyimuke abeegayirizi vaayo simanyi bikukutte simanyi bikututte naye tetukyalina budde abeegayirizi tuyimuke mujje tukabirire Katonda leka tukabirire yenkya ya Uganda tukabirire eggwanga lyaffe Uganda tuteeke eggwanga lyaffe Uganda mu maaso ga Mukama weewali obulokozi bwaffe n'obununuzi mbakubiriza nga mbayita buli mwegayirizi na muweereza na mukristaayo buli mukkiriza woli va mu tulo va mu kwesaasira va mu kwekwasa va mu byeweerowoozesa va mu kwefuula bize vaayo kubanga ekitulumba kyo kinene leka tugolokoke tukabirire Katonda anaatulwanirira era anaatulokola Mukama akuwa omukisa ng'ogolokoka okusaba Mukama akuwa omukisa ng'okomawo mu kifo ekyokusaba Mukama akuwa omukisa ng'owezzaamu amaanyi mu kunoonya Katonda ku lw'eggwanga lyaffe Uganda Mukama akuwa omukisa mwebale nnyo sigadde nze Apostle Provia Mukama akuwa omukisa